Hello everyone, I'm Josh and I'm here for presenting the final project presentation by Group 3. Our topic is civil identification using biometric systems. So let's talk about the biometric technology first. Biometric technology is used for measuring and giving the statistical report of physical and behavioral characteristics of human. It is generally used for verification and identification of an individual. These technologies are very reliable to use because of the unique biological characteristics that are present in human body. These characteristics are hardly possible to be duplicated by someone. However, sometimes people of all ages might not get comfortable using such technologies because of lack of understanding, such as kids and old age people. But as the population is increasing every day around the world, there comes a strong need to implement a biometric system for civil identification. Biometrics can be used to keep a record of every individual in terms of population demographics, healthcare, voter identification, criminal records, and many more. We all know that the current system available to keep all these records are time consuming, disintegrated, and could be manipulated easily. So that countries might look for better solutions such as biometric system which can be simpler, more refined and economical, which can improve the civil identification process. There are many types of biometric systems available which are capable of collecting different data from the human body. So the question here is which biometric system would be best considered for implementing on a country level? The answer is the fingerprint scanners. It should be implemented because of several reasons such as easy to set up, can quickly scan the fingerprints compared to other biometric systems, it is cost effective and is easy to maintain the system in case of failure. Moreover, out of all the body parts, fingerprint has some amazing properties which makes it easily recognizable. These properties are high degree of uniqueness, permanence and performance. There are different types of fingerprint scanners available in the market, but the one which was proposed to use in the implementation of civil identity was the 10 fingerprint scanner. This scans all the 10 fingerprints of a user to reduce the duplication of the identity by an individual. The major factor that can affect this type of biometric system can be the privacy and security concerns of the user's data. These issues can further be solved by running the awareness campaigns, keeping the data processing transparent, and giving the user the ability to track the users of their biometric data that is stored on the cloud. Now, let's have a look at underlying idea of the project. As you all know that the civil identification project at a country level may get an enormous database including data of millions of people. So the fingerprint system fits best for the project because it is capable of capturing the fingerprint data quickly and accurately with minimum number of errors. Along with that, it can quickly match an individual's fingerprint from a given large database for identification process. Moreover, the automated fingerprint identification system, that is AFIS, is used to classify, search, and match fingerprint data from this large database accurately. As it needs to be implemented around the whole country, another main task would be to collect the data. There would be biometric data collection centers installed at every postal code addresses around the country. This is done in order to gather the public at their nearest stop and collect their biometric fingerprint information for the civil identification. Below is the fundamental and functional database for the biometric data and the links for the civil identification purpose, where it shows that database will be used for several purposes such as social protection, banking, healthcare, immigration, elections, and others. Now, my other teammates will continue with the presentation. Thank you, everyone.
Hello everyone, this is Saurav and I'm going to continue the presentation from now. When we are talking about such a massive project, one of the most important questions we have to answer that is which technology to choose. Luckily, there are some features which can help us to make the best decision. First one is cost. When we are talking about civil identification, we are talking about millions, or in some countries like China and India, billions of biometric data. Collecting and storing this amount of data can cost up to millions of dollars. Therefore, a small change in details can have a huge impact on the total cost. The next one is usability. Usability of biometric system must be accessed as it plays a vital role since the system will be used in nationwide. In other words, the user should be comfortable when interacting with the biometric system. It can be achieved, biometric system. This can be achieved when the user interaction with the biometric system is effective, efficient, error tolerant, and quick in recognizing the identity. The next point is accuracy. The reason that we collect people's biometric data is to collect them and on the server and later on match the data with the person we want and make sure that the person is the person who claims he is, which is the importance of having accurate biometric technology. Considering the discussed factors, knowing that fingerprint technology cost has decreased thanks to mass production, along with the fact that collecting citizens' fingerprint can take only few seconds, makes it the best technology among available technologies, although we have to say that it has some flaws. Furthermore, by looking at some of the most famous and successful projects like Aadhaar in India, we can see that they choose fingerprint as their main technology to collecting Indians' biometric data, which is another reason to believe fingerprint is the best technology for this project. Next, we have to talk about challenges. First challenge we have to overcome is privacy. Privacy is a great challenge, especially when it comes to biometric data. And we have to protect the data and we have to make sure of its security. To do so, we can follow some steps. First, protect information from being leaked. Data should be encrypted and the database should be independent from the verification system. In case of an attack on the verification system, the database is still protected and immune to the attack. And in other words, database should be encrypted and database reduction technology must be used to anonymize the information stored. Furthermore, the communication channel that use fingerprint data for matching and verification should be secure by passing the information via encrypted channels. Okay. So, and uh, matching data need to be need to be extremely fast, which requires both strong servers and using a beneficial system. As the biometric data collected is enormous, it must ensure that the system is capable of quickly scan and match the biometric data from the large scale data set with high accuracy. The fingerprint technology, when the fingerprint data is covered into a digital biometric template, automate a fingerprint identification system, AFIS, can be used to effectively classify, search, and match fingerprint data. We also have to take that into account that we need enough storage to collect the biometric data and the backup for it. Okay, how the system works. We have to collect citizen biometric data. To do so, we have to understand that this project includes all around the country and millions of people are involved. To collect citizens' biometric data, we need various biometric collection centers and technicians. Since providing these locations are extremely costly, to manage the cost, we have to calculate the uh, exact amount of location we need for each section. For calculation, we need to understand how long it takes to collect person's fingerprints and what is the population of that area. Moreover, we cannot ask everyone to have their biometric data collected at once, so we have to come up with a way to put citizens in different groups and each time ask one of them to visit the provided sites. As the next point for understanding the working of fingerprint scanners, let's have a look at FPR, fingerprint recognition system. Following is the basic block diagram of FPR, which will be used to scan the fingerprints of the civilians. As per the diagram, firstly, image of the fingerprint is captured by the sensors, then it needs to be made clear, which is done in the second step, that is pre-processing. Now, this clean image is then given to the feature extractor so that it can fetch some reliable features out of the image of the fingerprint. Now using these features, the biometric template is generated using the template generator as shown in this picture, and then it either it's enroll the data in the enrollment database, or it matches with the biometric matches and identify the users.
Hi, I'm Rizal Tamin. I'm going to talk about application areas of biometric technology in civil identification. In recent years, biometric technology has advanced at an incredible rate. Biometric technology is all around us. In our project, we do civil identification using biometric technology. Application areas will be huge if we use biometric technology in civil identification. There are a lot of areas to apply this technology. For example, law enforcement. The law enforcement and intelligence communities have used biometrics not only to authenticate an individual's identity, but more importantly, to figure out who someone is. For instance, by fingerprint left on a murder weapon or a bomb, typically by scanning a database of records for a match. Airport security. For a long time, biometric technology has been used in airports. The goal of airports all over the world is to make travel through them more smooth. Biometric technology has been used to verify passenger identity in some of the world's largest airports for some years, and the technology is now becoming more widely deployed. Mobile access and authentication. One of the most common uses of biometric technology is smartphone security. Fingerprint technology are using in smartphones. As a result, people can give their vote for election by using their smartphone. It is very useful for aged and disabled people. They don't have to go to voter center to give their vote. Now banking. Biometric technology is also being used by banks to improve customer and employee identity management in order to prevent fraud, improve transaction security, and improve customer convenience. If an individual has a smart voter ID card which is made using biometric technology, then it will be easy for banks to authenticate the individual that the person is genuine or not. Building access. Biometric technology is increasingly widely utilized as a means of enabling access to buildings or certain sections inside a facility, whether at home or at work. The more extensively utilized biometric for accessing buildings is fingerprint recognition, which adds an extra degree of protection for building managers. Public transport. Although biometric use in public transit is still in its early stages, the potential applications are numerous, including security and improving customer experience. Other biometric uses include the use of smart ID cards and smart ticketing to match a person using facial recognition in order to access public transportation systems, providing for safer travel and simplifying the ticketing and passenger management process. Next topic will be continued by my next groupmate. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Arpit and now I am going to discuss advantages and disadvantages of fingerprint technology. The first one is high level of accuracy. The main reason behind choosing a fingerprint technology for civil identification is because it uses agronomical and easy to use devices which provides high level of accuracy. Additionally, the uniqueness and permanence property of fingerprint makes it even more effective and efficient since the deployment is at the large scale. For example, a person just needs to slide or press the finger on the scanner so that all the fingerprint features of the individuals are extracted and is matched with the stored template for successful authentication. Second one is user experience is convenient and fast. Since there are millions of people that must be identified for civil identification, the biometric system enrollment and verification process should be very easy and quick. As the fingerprint authentication takes 1 second, it best matches this requirement as the system is fast, which makes user experience convenient and easy. For example, the complete process of authentication in fingerprint based biometric system is done in just few seconds as the scanning and processing speed of the system is rapid. And the last one is the permanency. It means fingerprint data don't change over time. Fingerprint technology can be easily deployed in a range of environments, and interoperability nature of fingerprint makes it an optional choice for an civil identification. Also, the fingerprint is not time variant. It means the fingerprint data of an individual doesn't change over time, and it is universal in nature, which makes it effective and efficient in civil identity ecosystem. For instance, the fingerprint of a young adult is going to remain same even if he turns old, with the same features and uniqueness. Now let's talk about disadvantages. The first one is false match rate. There are a number of reasons why such errors may occur in a biometric system. For example, people having cuts and scars on finger will have affect the capturing of fingerprint data. Also, if the finger or the scanners is having dust, it could add noise to the digital biometric template which capturing or processing the fingerprint data. In this case, the data must be collected by high-end sensor which will be costly, and then process the captured data through sophisticated algorithms to overcome error occurrence in matching. The second one is cost and system failure. As the project will be deployed at a large scale, the cost is also going to increase since the hardware and infrastructure requirement is very high to implement this system. Also, if there is lack of scalability of infrastructure such as server and network, it could result in failure of implementing such system. In addition, fingerprint technology device sometimes fail to enroll small percentage of population. This could be a hurdle in civil identification process, as the sole purpose of implementing a biometric system is to cover all the citizens of the country. And the last one is data privacy and compromised biometric. Millions of individuals' personal information is stored in database, and it is essential to protect the confidentiality of this data on a both legal and technical level. Individuals whose data is gathered could be capable to get information regarding how it will be used, as well as transparency to the data and ability to address any flaws. Another limitation of biometric system is that unlike password or ID tokens, biometric characteristic cannot be reused or cancelled. If a person's fingerprint or other psychological biometric is compromised, it can be extremely difficult to change that feature, and this can be problematic when using that biometric characteristic for future authentication. Now my teammates will continue with the next topic.
Hello everyone, I am going to continue the presentation. I'm going to talk about how we are addressing the privacy concern when the biometric solution is implemented on such a large scale. To safeguard the privacy of users, we propose cloud-based digital signature technique, which is CloudSign. CloudSign is a complete digital signature private cloud service for organizations to digitally sign, verify, and share documents. It saves the trouble of moving physical documents to different locations and waiting for a long period of time to get the documents signed. CloudSign overcomes some cloud security issues like authentication, confidentiality, non-repudiation, access control, and checking the integrity of data. Data integrity, non-repudiation, confidentiality is ensured by hashing algorithm SHA-512 and a digital signature algorithm, along with the hybrid cryptographic schemes using RSA and AES encryption algorithms. CloudSign is built on the Java platform with Hadoop framework for data storage. In addition to this, there are also privacy laws that govern to safeguard the privacy of users' biometric data. The Privacy Act offers protections for personal information, which it defines as any recorded information about an identifiable individual. Organizations covered by Personal Information Protection and Electronic Documents Act must generally obtain an individual's consent when they use, collect, or disclose the individual's personal information, including biometric information. Personal information can be used for the purposes for which it was collected. If an organization is going to use it for another purpose, they must obtain consent again. Personal information must be protected by appropriate safeguards. In future, biometrics is going to change the way on how an individual will be authenticated. Biometric system is going to have commercialized sensors and systems that can be found in diverse market sectors. While picking a biometric system for any purpose could be really challenging, since each system has its own pros and cons. Some modalities which have more recently emerged as of increasing importance, which is palm print, and some with a long history but not yet established, which is hand vein patterns, and some which are very new yet which appear to offer considerable future promise, which is footprint biometrics. Talking about footprint biometrics, each person has completely different footprint and it is easy to capture without any special requirement. Both leg images can be used for recognition. Captured foot image would need some additional approach such as cropping and resizing. In the figure here, you can see the picture captured by high quality camera, then the RGB image converted into grayscale, after that resizing them for preparing the database. All these future trends to identify citizens of a country should be effectively implemented and deployed, keeping all the current technical issues and challenges in mind. In conclusion, using the legacy method of civil identification would create a lot of issues than it would solve. Identity theft is a very common side effect when using identity cards for civil identification. Many people become victims of identity theft as creating a fake ID is extremely simple. Therefore, by applying biometrics for civil identification helps a lot in solving the problems associated with ID cards. Further, on a larger perspective, it can be concluded that fingerprint-based civil identification will significantly improve the authentication and identification of the citizens. The best example to support this is the implementation of Aadhaar in India. This program issued citizens a unique 12-digit identification number that stores their fingerprint, biometric, and demographic data. Citizens use this ID to complete various types of government services like filing taxes, voting, background verification, etc. By the implementation of fingerprint technology, facilitation of services can be achieved in a fair manner. In other words, only eligible people can have access to benefits and services provided by the government. That brings the end of our presentation. Thanks for listening, and we are open for questions now.